but I've been asked to speak today as part of our 160th birthday celebration for our church. But I've been asked to speak specifically about the years of 1952 to 2001. Perhaps I'm uniquely qualified to speak about this period because that's really the period of time that I've been on this earth, and I've been in this church all my life. I was born in this church and baptized in this church and was part of Sunday school and youth groups growing up. This is a very dynamic period of time in the growth of our church. Many things happened. Our handbell choirs were formed. We chose to help form Trinity United Methodist Church. The ministry of Habitat for Humanity, we built our first house for Habitat. We had our first mission trip away from here. All right, also during that period of time is when we established our relationship with our sister church in Estonia. So this was a pretty dynamic period of time in our church history. Also during that period of time, around 1979, our church council formed a long-range planning committee. And I was asked to serve on that. We met for months and months, addressed a number of issues, but the most important topic that we discussed was whether to stay a downtown church or to move somewhere west or somewhere else in Morris. After much deliberation and discussion and prayer, we decided that it was best to stay a downtown church. So if you think about that which we see about our campus today, the only thing that was here in 1979 and 80 was our original sanctuary and the 1950s educational building attached. None of the additions to that building, the office space, the gymnasium, cornerstone, or crossroads, or the property to the north of us on Cumberland Street or to the south of us, we did not own any of that. So when our church made a commitment to stay a downtown church, it also required a very, very substantial financial commitment to begin to acquire properties, renovate buildings, add to buildings, and create facilities that would serve our community as a whole and to fulfill the mission of our church. In 1852, a decision was made to place our church at the crossroads of Dixie, where two stagecoach routes came together, and on the banks of the Turkey Creek. This was a very substantial decision because it was the center of our region at that time. 128 years later, in 1979 or so, we reaffirmed that decision to stay in the center of Morristown, so people could come and be a part of our church from all areas of Hamlin County, and that our church could represent being the center of God's work in Hamlin County.